Hello, my friends. Welcome. Eric Thompson here. I'm here late at night in our choir rehearsal room working on Stabat Mater 2. And I wanted to bring you into this moment to show you some of what the process of composition looks like. And I've only been working for half an hour, and I only have 6 measures to show for it. But I thought it was interesting how I came to these 6 measures. And I thought maybe you would be too, just out of curiosity, but to sort of share with you this side of the process. So, Stabat Mater 2, and within this project, Joseph has a solo, which could potentially turn into a duet, but right now it's just a solo piece. And I brought the text forward from Lift Up the Child. You remember that? It got shelved, but I did write a poem, or lyrics, for a song called Into My Hands, that Joseph sings in Lift Up the Child. And I looked at it again tonight and thought, you know, that would work just fine in Stabat Mater 2, because indeed, in the actual translation from the Latin, Joseph does not have any words at all, although he's mentioned. The old man stood by his young wife's side, his heart filled with wonder and unspeakable words, or something like that. And so that's the introduction into his solo piece. So tonight, I just got out of a meeting, and I thought I would stop by at the piano real quick to just have some time with the Lord and with this project, and just time with myself and the music. And I started to write out the theme, the introduction, which will indeed probably get into the melody, what Joseph actually ends up singing. And so, I don't know if you can see it there, but that's generally what I have. And you can see there, if you can read music, that is, or even if you can't, you can tell, that the first 4 bars are identical. I mean, the first 2 measures are repeated once. And then there's a bit of a variation in the last 2 bars. This came from an idea I had in my head that was kind of running around for a couple of days. Originally, it was in A major, and the idea was really very simple, but I thought really quite nice. And here's what it sounded like originally. Falling away, and a little change. Something like that, whatever. Whatever, okay? I don't know what it was, I can't remember. And so I got to this moment tonight, and I looked on my cheat sheet here, and what I did on this piece of paper is I went down and I wrote down all the pieces of music that are in Stabat Mater 2. Again, that's just a working title, so don't quote me on it. And it says, like for the first song, number 1, in A major, and it is a ballad. Or maybe that says band. Maybe it says, I don't know what it says. Anyway, it's probably, I think I meant majestic or exciting, as if a band was playing something, I don't know, whatever it is, but an exciting piece to open up the musical. Anyway, I'm not saying it's going to sound like that. Oh, that isn't bad. So, down at Joseph's solo, it says love song, ballad, so I know kind of the texture I wanted, and then D major. Well, D major, of course, is not A major. Remember the A major figure? So I thought, well, this is really nice. It is kind of romantic, but there is that sense of loneliness in it too, because of the distance of the notes. Has that feeling, doesn't it, of loneliness. I thought, well, what if I put it in D major? So I did. Not bad. Same idea. This is pretty good, but it doesn't quite say what I want it to, and so I just simply added an 8th note. So instead of, it reads, just kind of repeated, okay? And so, again, it's identical the first 2 times. And then it repeats itself. And then it changes. This is what we call a sequence, when you have a musical phrase that changes in pitch to whatever degree. And so the first time it was, okay? The second time, same over again. The third time, up to B. D, C sharp, D, A. D, C sharp, D, B. Ah, not bad. And then it goes, then it just falls down the scale. Simple enough. So here's what I have so far. This is kind of what I imagine the accompaniment will be like. Okay, it's pretty simple. Although even there, playing it again now, I hear a lot of opportunities for variation, because it's just the chords, just 4 chords: D, F sharp minor over C sharp, B minor, and then E minor. Okay, but if I change the melody a little bit, it could be much more triumphant. In fact, if I just stay with major chords and change the sequence, it could sound like this, much more triumphant. And then G major chord, this time the sequence goes up to G natural. And again, go up the whole step, A. Whatever it is. And indeed, that is, I mean, that could be really triumphant. So you kind of get the idea of how I, at least as a composer, approach different melodic ideas. And that's one simple way of doing it. And so I just wanted to bring you into this moment and kind of share it with you. I don't have anything written for what Joseph is actually going to sing. And so you have to wait and come to the performance of Stabat Mater 2 to enjoy that. But I thought I would at least share that much with you, the beginning of his solo, which to me, because it is in D major, there is a definite sense of romance as he's looking on Jesus, and like the hymn said, filled with unspeakable wonder. Well, we're going to give him words. We're going to pretend that he can talk, okay? So there is that sense of, bliss and joy and happiness, and D major really is a beautiful key for that. A lot of beautiful songs written in D major. But the way the notes are spaced, as you heard, gives a sense of loneliness. Immediately to follow with a half step, a minor second away. So if you play them together, you get, whoa, so it throws people off balance. And then to resolve up to A, but so far away from C sharp. Sounds so lonely just by itself, doesn't it? Especially against the D chord. That's a whole other song by itself. Then dropping. I'm sorry. So I just want to share that with you. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care. And then we turn this